Any relationship is hard work. Eventually, I'd hear her say she wanted something different, or I couldn't give enough of myself, and I lost her. You lose shit you don't fight for. You clash and you test your boundaries on what you're willing to give. I've been thinking about how I tend to clash a lot, just to test waters sometimes, or I've got some boundary that only makes sense for the person I was 5 years ago, but it's a habit now and I almost resent it. I clash with others, with things, even with myself. But I like to be comfortable, and new things are hard to accept, even if you really need them. I have trouble breathing when I sleep. I'm supposed to use a CPAP machine, but it makes me feel like I have some kind of cyborg elephant trunk and have to listen to Darth Vader breathing right next to my face all night. I struggled to want to help myself because the way to do it was and still is so uncomfortable. And it gets confusing when the thing that's supposed to help your sleep be better ends up not letting me get a wink of it some nights. It feels pointless then. When I was away at college, one day I was walking to class on an early morning. I was dead tired, my body was complaining, and I had this faint pins and needles feeling all over. Suddenly my back tensed, and I got a horrible jolt of fear out of the blue. I turned around, and there was this giant, looming black car. I am not a fan of cars. For one thing, they can kill you. But this one was also too close, and there was something not right about it. I got the hell out of the way, as anyone would, but each time I blinked, the black car seemed to jump around. Its spot on the path was oddly unclear and impermanent to my eyes. I was feeling faint and a bit sick now. My sensation of fear intensified to a point where I couldn't make sense of anything, and so I tried to move away. The car was silent, but I felt it following me, and I also felt anticipation of pain, driving closer and closer. I sped up. It was chasing me down, and I was weak and nauseous and terrified. In a last effort, I skidded down a steep slope of wet grass and clung to the ground. And that was it. Nothing. I was jarred and confused, but I just went to class. Later, I talked about it to my closest friend at the time. They were able to be a comfort, and we decided it was probably a lack of sleep. But the thought of it still didn't really leave me alone for a while afterward. When you think you see something, in your memory it can kind of look indistinguishable from the real things you remember. Mental associations are what I think life is in the end. Our bodies are so complex. If you treat them like shit, you can't expect them to put up with it. If you still ignore them when they're weak and dizzy and begging you, well, I guess any crew can mutiny. Any relationship is hard work. I think before I had this stupid separation from my own body where I didn't care about her because it was inconvenient. But I don't want to lose her.